I've always asked myself a few questions while investing. What do you really need while investing? Do you need knowledge? Do you need skill? Do you need luck? When you start off in life, you think that you need, can I have all of them? That is, of course, the first question. And of course, you need all of it. You can't say, I don't need one, I don't need the other. You need all of that. So therefore, first is the knowledge. Knowledge means all your how much you've studied about your science and commerce and all those things and that kind of a thing. And the skill lies in can you read a balance sheet, can you use Excel, and those kind of things is skill. And you suddenly think that skill is very important. Oh, you need to be a chartered accountant, you need to know how to read a balance sheet and things like that. And you think knowledge is not so important. So whether you know science, whether you know literature, whether you know accounting and all doesn't matter, but in the skill is more important. But later on, as you get on in life, you realize that everything is important. Luck is also important, perfect timing is important. So in the 1980s and 90s, it was easier to make money. So some people made small money, some people made big money. The question is, those who made big money feel, oh, I could have made much more money. The people who made small money, some are happy and some are saying, I could have actually made more money, right? So, but it was not so difficult to make money as it is likely to get from now to the next 30, 40 years, right? So ideally, we should have all of it in together. So I spent a lot of time wondering which is more important, and the estimating of future cash flows and things like that is that important. Then you realize that you're still guessing, right? So it's not very sure whether that is the only thing which will work. So, and you also realize that some of those skills like reading a balance sheet or using Excel or things like that is actually a lot is available, abundantly available within your friend circle and everywhere in the market that's available. So, well, what do you really need? I do think you need to read up on everything, right from anthropology to zoology, because you do not know what affects the market, what has an impact on the market. So you need to, and I also think that developing your brain in different areas, including doing some gardening, including doing some cooking and maybe running and exercise, all this helps somewhere in your investment journey. First of all, it makes you calmer perhaps, right? So what should you be really doing? You should be learning a lot about yourself. You should be seeing that in case you really have, let's say you invested in Bitcoin and you saw your wealth go up from whatever, you bought Bitcoin at say $10,000 and then you saw it go up to $60,000. You were thrilled. You said, oh, I'll sell this, I'll do this, I'll do that. And then you find it at $30,000. You were guessing. You didn't know what is Bitcoin. You didn't know how to buy it. Somebody told you, so you bought. Do you have the energy to now do an SIP in it, or do you say, oh my God, I think it is doomed. Should I get out, right? Those are the skills which are needed, which is, partially behavioral finance and another, being in a very meditative situation, saying, I put in Bitcoin only an amount of money which I can lose. So I put only $20,000, which to me doesn't matter. And if it goes down, I'll buy more, right? You have to have that ability. Or you say, I'm putting only 10,000 rupees a month, and I can afford to lose 1,20,000 into 5, that is 6 lakhs of rupees. So I'm going to put 10,000 rupees a month in Bitcoin on an SIP basis. And I don't care what happens. End of the 5 years, I would have put about 6 lakhs. 6 lakhs can't kill me because my net worth is 6 crores. That is one way of looking at it. Or say 3 lakhs won't kill me because my net worth is 6 crores. Whatever. Make that choice. And also understand that when you think that the market is going to go down, it's likely to go up. And when we are all convinced that the Fed will intervene and not allow the market to go down, the market will crash and the Fed will not know where to look. They will keep pumping more money, but the market may not listen to Fed, right? Those things are very difficult for us to accept. So is there something called a market created extra return or alpha? I don't really know, but If you are the person who is seeking, tell me what's hot, please understand by the time the information of what is hot reaches you, the people who have made money on it being hot they've already vanished, right? So you know all the, you've done all the research, you know the balance sheet of a company inside out, then you look at the price and you think it's fairly priced. So you know any change in that can happen only with something unpredictable which only you know and the market doesn't know. Chances of finding such an edge are, I think, pretty poor and pretty weak. So what you do is you say, okay, I will diversify the portfolio. I'll have mid cap, small cap, I'll have US value, I will have Indian value, I will have Japan. So all that will be in some global allocation fund. In my global allocation fund, I will also get some debt which takes care of some, say, currency fluctuation. If the rupee gets weaker against the dollar and the yen and the Korean won and the Chinese yuan, somewhat I am protected because 10% of my money is in these foreign funds. So something like that. So diversification helps. Diversification intra equity. So you are into US equity, you are into Indian equity, you are into large cap, mid cap, small cap, contrarian, all that. So intra equity also you have diversification, and then intra debt also you have diversification, because some money is going to be you needed say Monday morning, and some you need after 30 years, right? So you will have this combination happening. Diversification is something which you can do. If you're not very sure, then add some more gold to your portfolio, or then you say, oh, gold is already very high, I should not add. Maybe you add Bitcoin. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying look at all the possibilities. Look at the fact that the market may be fully priced, or maybe market has still got some more place to run. But normally and very frankly and fairly obviously, every good bull market has to lead to a bear market, right? And after it becomes a bear market, we will say, I always knew that, right? So it looks very obvious in retrospect, but it is not. So where all should you invest? I do not know. Maybe you should look at China, maybe you should look at Korea, maybe you should look at gold, maybe you should look at Bitcoin. And you realize that the more you learn, the more scared you get because of the things that you still do not know. You were beautifully tied down by your limitation, like a 3-month-old kid or a 1-year-old kid which doesn't even know that the lion is a dangerous animal. You put the lion there and put a child in front of it. The child is not going to be scared. You know what is going to happen next. The lion is going to eat the child, but the child doesn't know, because the child is nicely complacent, thinking life is great, my mother will look after me, kind of stuff, right? So we have reached that stage when we're saying the Fed will print notes, the RBI will follow. So we are in a very comfortable zone, right? So where does knowledge come in? Knowledge tells you, well, you've learned all this in history, so look, this can happen. And you use all your skills and say, well, it could happen, may not happen, and difficult to say what is going to happen in future. You need knowledge of what has happened in the past, etc., of all commerce, history, geography, all that. You need the skill like reading a balance sheet and all those things, and you need luck, and you need the ability to learn from newer videos, etc., which are available. This combination, and of course you need to know about yourself, your patience, etc. This combination with a well diversified low cost portfolio and sensible taxation, you will create wealth, right? So yes, you need both, or maybe you need knowledge, skill and luck, all three. Thank you.